So let's talk about dating.
Oh.
Because I mean, it's a challenging thing. COVID right now, if you're not already in a relationship, it's like, how do you start a brand new one? Or like, is it worth it? Or like, are you just about, the bag? So it's like,
Exactly.
like, let's explore that. Like when it comes to dating with you, like how are relationships? Like, are you dating during COVID or like, how
You
does
know what?
that?
I think my Uber's here.
I'm like, do I expose us for a second?
I mean, go off.
Well, like, I kind of like slid in Cece's DMs, obviously, and we've started seeing each other to the point where we moved into a house together. But I mean, other than that, like,
The gays move quick, folks.
literally. Other than that, dating during COVID has been a full stop. And like the only reason that her and I even got together was to film in the first place. And then we just like hit it off from there. Yeah. So, I mean, other than that, I'm not really interested in anything. Try to pay no mind to it.
Whereas I find that, because Bria and I are poly. So I find for me, like, dating gets really difficult because I'm always so busy, and I find my phone to be an absolute nightmare, especially during COVID, because I mean to reply to someone, but then I get an Instagram notification, and then there's an OnlyFans thing,
and then
my phone's just
memes.
Constantly lighting up.
You're under attack.
And then I'm
a social attack.
Seriously. And then I find a meme that's really funny. So I'm looking through memes for like 6 hours. And then I'm like, oh, I completely forgot to respond to that person's message that I really liked.
Responding to me.
And me too. That's the worst part. She'll be laying in her bed in the morning and I'll text her. I'm like, are you up? And then I just see her posting. I'm like,
yep.
I literally live in the same house. I'm 10 steps away from you. What's wrong with you?
So I'm pretty terrible at dating. And then COVID just made it 1,000 times worse. And
you're
I'm like,
doing all right, champ.
I tried.
I love the support.
I mean, also, Cece is a lot to deal with already, so I don't know if I can really handle much more on my plate at the moment.
She looks like more than a mouthful.
She definitely
wink,
is.
wink, nudge, nudge.
That's the type of language we have out here, man.
Yep.
Okay, so that leads me into my next topic of girl on girl content. So naturally, coming together, you guys do your thing. You drop a little bit of teasers here and there. I saw like a kissy face pic. So innocent. Hopefully nobody does anything about it. But yeah.
Right.
But I mean, like, how do your fans or like how do people take to the girl on girl content that you guys produce and engage in? I mean, obviously it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But like, how is it? Because I'm sure you guys have also done heterosexual content.
Yeah.
Right? So what's the major difference that you feel?
I think for me, my fans know that I'm like very much into both guys and girls, but I find that certain types of heterosexual content sell better than others. Whereas when it comes to a girl on girl content, it always sells, no matter what.
It's the winner.
It's always the winner for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if that's the same for you.
My fans at this point are just prepared for fuckery. So like we posted a video and I labeled it like taking my girl on girl virginity. And now I'm letting my fans know that I've bought a Walmart blow up pool. We're going to fill it with Jell-O and we're going to fight in it. So it goes from very like your typical sexy porn ideas to
us just shit posting.
It's like sexy shit posting. Thankfully, my fan base loves it. We have a great time.
Well, that's what I'm wondering because you have your fan base. She has her fan base. So have you found like an overlap? Like, do her fans come to your OnlyFans and your OnlyFans go to hers?
Not all the time, but we have like those few people that we like keep an eye on because we know that they not even keep an eye on because that sounds like bad, but I mean like we pay attention because we know that they're both subscribed to both of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we try to make sure that the content, it may be basically the same, but we try to like keep it a little bit separate so that way
You're trying to please everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm always coming up to her with like ridiculous ideas. Like yesterday we crushed an entire bottle of Henny. We filmed a video of us doing drink or truth or whatever. And I'm like, you want to just do this because it'll be silly and ridiculous and we'll have a great time? And she's like, sure. And so it just kind of works out.
I think we kind of took an L on that one, though, because we definitely should have done it either naked or half naked.
Right.
But
we're
were
learning.
you doing it for Instagram or?
We were going to put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Wrong place.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe we should make a part 2, but
So we're growing here.
Well, it's all about experimenting, right? And you're just getting comfortable with yourselves on a more deeper level. So
yeah.
I can only imagine the growth is going to get way, way better.
I can't wait for it.
So those of you
It's all
watching
gonna
and
be
listening,
great.
it's, what's your handle?
For what?
Mine or hers?
Hers first.
For what?
Your OnlyFans.
Oh, extra small angel, but without the E on extra.
Extra small angel. We got Baby Bria and we have... So let's look at all the small stuff.
Small girls.
We're just
girls.
into cute things.
Literally.
And you're...
Mine is just Baby Bria on everything. Or baby.bria with 2 I's and 2 A's.
Okay. Just had to shout that out there because
Thank you.
you guys are kind of enticing the audience. I can tell. So like they're like, what is there? Just stop talking. I want to go now.
Jello pool coming soon.
Yeah. So let me just make
2021.
sure we cut to the chase and give them the information while we're still like in the middle of this.
I love it.
Yes. So let's talk about turn-ons. So a lot of times we express what we don't like, what we hate, what pisses us off, blah, blah, blah.
Just out Cece at
Yeah.
her.
Well, let's talk about some turn-ons. Like, it could be collaborative or it could be individual. What would your fans like to hear from you that turn you guys on?
I'm going to let you take this
No.
one first. Because I know
And you are allowed to pass.
I mean, I'm not going to pass, but I definitely have to think about my answer for a minute.
I think mine is more like just having fun while you're doing. Like obviously it's always fun, but I mean the more fun that we're both willing to have, like whether it be like in a kinky way or like in a spiritual way or anything like that, like that's what turns me on the most. But it like when it gets like actually down to it, I'm like I don't know how like
Beast mode.
candid I can be, but I mean like I'm into some odd things. That's
No,
for
last
sure.
time-
No, but we don't say odd here. It's fetishes, right?
Okay,
so
yeah.
it's just you're into what you're into and you're allowed to be into it.
Go as far as you want.
I'm like, well, for me, I'm just like, okay, just like be rude to me. Like,
See,
I don't know
that
why.
was in one of the upcoming questions, so you kind of already cut
Yeah.
to the chase on that. So yeah, we talk about bondage. We talk about, that's actually one of our topics, BDSM. Let's just get right into it. So sexually, you like to be dominated.
Yes.
You
But
like to
I
be
also,
slapped.
I also am a switch. When it comes to girls, I like to be more of the dominant one. But when it comes to guys, I'm like, treat me like your little like baby.
You like to be dealt with.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
To put it very frank.
So between you two now, because I know you guys have both very dominant personalities, right? And that's
Yes.
the twist coming together now. So how does that work with you guys? Like, I mean, do you turn it on, off, or like who is actually the aggressor
So
here? Because
you-
Cece, I think you might be the one.
This is the thing. She likes to instigate a lot.
It's true. I talk the most shit with the full intention to get my ass beat.
Literally. And I just sit there and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to flip it
time.
around and I'm going to make you wait now because I know what you're doing. So I'm just going to let it wait, build it up. You sit on that for a minute. Like, I'll deal with you later.
She caught on to my shit, so now it doesn't work
You
really.
got exposed early on.
Yeah,
Literally. I mean, like, you really expose yourself at the end of the day.
it's true. I'm too honest.
Oh, that's priceless. Oh my gosh. So she probably just tortures you.
Yeah. And I'm like, fight me. And she's like, no, you're very pretty today. And I'm like, don't be nice to me. What is this?
Fucking,
You
oh
just
my
go to your
God.
corner, she goes to her corner, and then you guys just pout.
Yep.
Literally.
Okay. So let's get into some of our audience questions before we give it all away with these topics. So we have The Voice.
Love it.
The Voice has been religiously with us since day one and a huge contributor in regards to content questions.
Shout out The Voice.
Yes. I don't know if we'll see you one day, Voice, but
He needs to pull up for real. Just like sit there right between y'all.
yes, I just love how you just have these amazing questions. So he didn't know about you coming today, Cece, but he knew about Bria. So let's hear what The Voice has to ask.
I didn't even know I was going to be on the show today. So
Surprise.
surprise.
So let's hear what he has to ask.
Hey, Baby Bria, my question to you is, are you a pleaser or a giver?
I'm definitely a pleaser. I like to make sure that the other person is very happy with whatever I'm doing. But at the same time, once your turn is done, your turn is done. Let me get mine in. So I guess a little bit of both, but definitely more of a pleaser, I guess.
Okay. Kind of plays into our question I asked earlier about submission and domination and all that. So
I think it just depends on the mood, what kind of day I'm having.
Oh yeah, it's always about the mood. So what do guys request the most when they see you or they like want to communicate with you?
You mean like online or in person?
I'd say online because that's the current motive right now.
Yeah. I think that I get a lot of people who ask me to meet them in person, like for one-on-one kind of things, but it's just not really, well, for one, COVID, and two, I don't really do anything like that unless it's me dominating a guy. So I don't know. I think that
domination requests. Let's talk about that. What is your most dominated request? Like, do people like to have golden showers on them? Like, what?
I haven't actually been asked to do that yet, and I don't know if I would be able to. I'm not gonna lie.
It's mood.
I'm like,
you have to have the mood and be in a bathtub.
I'm like, I know I'm gonna get to that point one day, just because, but like, it has to be for a huge bag, bro. Like, I can't do. I'm too like awkward in that kind of way. Like, don't get me wrong. When I'm in my dom mode, I'm doing what the other person has paid for, but it's just a matter of.
But what do they mostly ask? Like, what do most guys like want you to do to them?
They honestly just want me to beat them up, like kick them in the balls, or like I have this one sub who constantly wants me to like wedgie him and like beat him with a paddle and stuff like that, and he just likes to be like tied up and stuff and like wants me to laugh at him. So yeah, I like the simple stuff, but at the same time, like when I've had a bad day, the ball busting guys are really fun.
You called them. Like, yo, like I can see you if you want.
Yeah, I'm like, just to let you know, I'm free tonight. Yeah. If you are, I am also free tonight. Did I mention I'm free tonight?
Take full advantage. I'm ready. I will come to you.
Literally.
Okay. Cece, I know we've asked you that before as well.
Sorry, what was the question?
Like, I guess some of your demanding fans, or when you, I guess, maybe have been accessible in different forms, like what do guys mostly like from you in regards to like pleasure?
A lot of it for me is like spy cam requests. That's one thing I'm getting recently a lot with COVID, which I don't know.
They like to just watch what's going on.
Yeah, so it's a lot of like voyeurism that they're into. I've had requests to like set up a spy cam and then do like a fashion show of all the lingerie that I own, and then find the spy cam and be like, "Oh, you naughty boy,
oh,
you
so some real acting in there.
Yeah,
I like it.
So I gotta like switch into the different voices and personas and kind of like feed that fantasy, right?
And the doll fantasy, I remember.
And the doll fantasy, my fave story ever.
Yeah.
Me pretending to be
a doll.
Yeah. Why have I never heard this story?
It's an interesting time.
You gotta watch episode 3, I believe.
Oh my god, okay.
Watch episode 3 of Zae Link. Yeah. We Love Hip Hop Network. Shout out Allizae. Shout out Friday.
Yeah, so look for Cecilia's interview and she'll talk about that doll story. It's cool. Or could it be episode 2? I think it was.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, we've had so many episodes.
If I'm wrong, I'm a fake fan. I'll leave
episode 3.
Okay, so whoa, that was good.
Got it right off the top of your head there.
Yes.
I love it.
Episode 3. So let's get into our next question.